Our world has real people with real problems. Let's talk about it.
Okay, family, today we're going to talk about Tyre Nichols, 29-year-old brutally beaten by 5 out of 6 Memphis police who all violated several policies during a traffic stop, but not all held accountable immediately. Let me give a brief commercial. I will be right back, and we most definitely going to talk about it. Shop Kimberly's Closet, created by a simple chick, where all queens, ladies, and sisters can boldly create an expression of themselves through street fashion at an affordable price. Be sure to select items that will cause you to beware of yourself. Hit that afterpay at checkout, making sure to get your things now and pay later. Ladies, you can have all of that and more at shopkimberlyscloset.com. This video is to bring awareness to injustices in our community. I mean no harm to the family nor friends of the victims. All information included is public knowledge and was gathered by the local news outlets. KLetsTalkAboutIt bears nor allows no malice towards anyone discussed in these videos. These videos are not created to motivate any attacks, cause any harm, nor no deep-seated meanness. Please be respectful when responding. If you can't bear to do this, this may not be the channel for you. Okay, this story is out of CBS News. Who was Tyre Nichols and what do we know about his arrest? Nichols was a 29-year-old who worked at FedEx, was a father of a 4-year-old boy, the youngest of 4 siblings. He was especially close with his mother. He has been described by his friends and family as joyful and spiritual, and he was an avid skateboarder and photographer. This man walked into a room and everyone loved him, said Angelina Paxton, a friend who attended his memorial service. Nichols grew up in Sacramento before moving to Memphis, where he lived with his mother and stepfather. My son loved me to death, and I loved him to death, his mother, Rovon Wells, told CBS News, sharing that her son had a tattoo of her name on his arm. On the night of January the 7th, Nichols was returning home from a suburban park where he had taken photos of the sunset, according to his family's attorneys. On the way home, he was stopped for reckless driving, according to the initial statement from the Memphis Police Department. As officers approached Nichols to arrest him, a confrontation occurred and Nichols ran away, police said. A second confrontation also occurred at some point before Nichols was ultimately arrested, police said. Memphis Police Director Serlin C.J. Davis later said investigators have not been able to substantiate the initial report of reckless driving. Police said that following the arrest, Nichols complained of having a shortness of breath, at which time an ambulance was called. Nichols was taken to a hospital in critical condition, police said. 3 days later, on January the 10th, Nichols succumbed to his injuries. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said, but would not elaborate on what those charges were. Rodney Wells, Nichols' stepfather, told CBS WREG-TV his stepson suffered a cardiac arrest and kidney failure because of the beating by the police officers. Wow. Okay, y'all, let's talk about it. This young man wasn't given a chance, and this was supposed to be a routine traffic stop. The video we all seen contradicted the initial police report. The police report painted Tyre Nichols as an angry suspect who started to fight with these officers and at one time grabbed for the officer's gun when actually one officer threatened to fire him with his taser. Another officer threatened to break Tyre Nichols' hand. No one asked this young man for a driver's license. No one asked this young man for car insurance. He was snatched out of his car. The officers were shouting so many commands at him, it was impossible for him to comply. And when he did, the officers responded with force. At one time, while running, you can hear one of the officers saying, "I hope they stump his ass." This right here was one of the worst examples of police brutality gone too far. But what really crushed me was when I heard that baby crying out for his mom while being beaten unalive by 5 of his very own kind. Now, these 5 have all been charged with murder, and as of January the 20th, they all were fired. While the 6th officer, not one of our kind, his identification was protected. He was placed on investigation and not fired until February the 3rd, a month after the incident took place. When the initial 5 was fired, he should have been. And like them, he should be charged too, because all of them represented the epitome of wrongful doing within our police departments. My condolences to this family. Family, let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell to catch all topics. I thank you, and I see ya.
Our world has real people with real problems. Let's talk about it.